Hello and welcome to episode 28 of Chicago Business Podcast, where we introduce leading executives in the area and learn how innovation is changing their industries. I am your host, Drew Sakula, and today we welcome Larry Fisher, Chief Executive Officer at Rise Interactive, an award-winning performance marketing agency specializing in digital media, analytics, and customer experience. Hello, Larry. Thank you for joining us today.
Hey, Drew. Great to be here. Thanks so much.
Yeah, nice to have you on. So, with as is tradition on the podcast, I like to start with the icebreaker, the beverage of the day, or the BOD. Can you tell us about your selection? What you have there today?
Yeah, no problem. So I was so fortunate to study abroad in college, and I lived in London, and right by our flat, there was this Australian expat pub, and they taught us very quickly what a snake bite was. And a snake bite is half a pint of beer and half a pint of cider. So being Australian, we drink Foster's. You take alcoholic cider, you pour them together, and there you go. It's a snake bite. Has a little more alcoholic kick than you just drinking your normal beer. So we had a lot of fun with that, and ever since I've been a fan of snake bites.
There you go. There you go. Well, I'm going to join you here and have one. I didn't get the full. I was reading up a little bit. Snakebite is new to me because I've never been a cider guy. But I like going outside of my comfort zone too a little bit here and there. So I didn't get the differentiation, the line on there. I saw that if you pour it just right, and I didn't have the Guinness either. So. Mine might not be up to the same criteria, but I'll still give it a shot.
So, I'm sure it'll be good nonetheless.
Very good. So, all right, Rise Interactive. Why don't you go ahead and give a quick overview of the business, and then we'll get into some more details.
Sounds great. You did a great job in the introduction. We're a performance marketing agency based in Chicago. We've been around since 2004. We really specialize in helping our clients use data to make great decisions on where to spend their marketing budgets, which is becoming more and more challenging as the landscape changes and shifts. The major platforms change how they do business, as well as the proliferation of ad tech and martech tools. The decisions of how best to achieve your marketing goals has become more and more complicated. And we specialize in helping our clients do that using data as our guide.
That's great. It's it's funny, we like to talk a lot about innovation on the podcast, and in this area that you guys are in, it seems like if you're not constantly innovating, you're being left behind, right?
You're exactly right. There's change going on around us on a constant basis, and right now, very much so based off of privacy regulations changing. Platform walled gardens competing against each other. Apple coming out with their iOS changes lately as far as what can be tracked and what data can be shared at what frequency is really causing our industry to rethink things. And it's a great time for those companies who really embrace innovation and the challenges that come with it. And I think Rise has really positioned us well to do just that.
Sounds great. Why don't you give us a little feel for the size and kind of scope of your business?
Yeah, so we're a 300-person agency. We have offices in Chicago, Buenos Aires, Mexico City. We're part of a group called Quad and the Quad Agency Solutions Group. They're our parent company. Quad made an investment in Rise about 5 years ago, and as over time has taken a full ownership interest. So we're part of this bigger group. For those who don't know Quad, they're one of the biggest printing and marketing solutions companies in the world. And it's great to be a part of their network as they have deep, long-lasting relationships with so many businesses, which allows us to really work together to help solve marketers' problems and challenges. And we do that part of this Quad Agency Solutions Group that Rise is the digital partner of, the digital lead.
That's great. That's great. So you actually kind of rose up through the organization. So why don't you talk a little bit about? Well, you know what? Let's take a step back and get into kind of the origin story. Your first, where were you born and kind of raised, and where'd you go to school?
Yeah, so I grew up in Deerfield, Illinois, suburb of Chicago. I actually still live here. I've been joking that I've been trying to get away my whole life, but haven't been successful. Um, I live here with my wife and three kids, and it's a great place to raise a family. I went to Syracuse University in New York. Really enjoyed getting out of the Midwest for a little, and eventually coming back to Chicago, where I started my career and spent the first part of my career in the financial services world as a trader and a hedge fund manager and entrepreneur within the financial world. And I think it's a unique story of how I ended up in marketing. Back in 2008, when the financial markets were a little bit in upheaval, we had a couple businesses that were trying to diversify their revenue stream. And I started to learn about digital marketing and trying to push some more products. And I came across Rise and started working with them on a informal basis. And as I learned more and more about marketing, I became more and more intrigued, because what we were doing as a financial company was doing trades, collecting data, analyzing that data, figuring out what worked, and do more of it. And I came across this marketing company. It was very similar. They were doing campaigns, collecting data, analyzing the data, figuring out what worked, and do more of that. So it was a very unique moment in time where I was able to take the skill set that I had cultivated for the first part of my career and use it in a completely different industry. And that's how I made the move to get into marketing and join Rise, as I saw this opportunity when digital marketing was more of its infancy, very much like how trading was when I had started with electronic trading, when that type of trading was new to the marketplace. So I saw a lot of similarities in what I had just experienced, and I had a great opportunity to take that experience and apply it to a different industry and a different company.
That's great. So you came over as what, director of client service in 2010, and
So I
then
start, yeah,
worked your way up through the organization.
I've pretty much done every job within the company at some point over the last 11 years. Started off and making introduction and driving new business and really learning about the digital marketing side of the business. And was fortunate to work with a great founder, John Morris, who kept on giving me opportunities to grow and challenge me to help out in different ways within the company. And I tried to just keep saying yes and be aggressive and taking advantage of those opportunities, to the point where I became an expert at digital marketing, where I could drive strategies for the best companies in the world, and subsequently have become CEO of the company over that period of time.
That's right. That's a relatively, you were president for a while, then moved into that CEO role just recently. Is that right?
It's been about a year. I actually started almost a year ago, and my first challenges as CEO, I was president for about 3 years, but just becoming CEO for the first time wasn't enough for me. So let's throw on global pandemic, social unrest, and a host of other challenges that were thrown at us over the last year. But I'm really proud of our team. They did an amazing job of adapting and taking these challenges head on in a really transparent and exciting way. And it's really positioned Rise, I believe, for great things in the future.
Right. So a business that large, you probably service a lot of different shapes and sizes of businesses, but are there any industries or verticals that you guys have a particular specialty in?
Yeah, we work with medium to large size companies that span a couple different specialty groups, and we've kind of bucketed them into a B2B group, a consumer products, and companies that sell via marketplaces or e-commerce. And then the third group is financial services, education, and more of a lead gen bucket. So companies that run their business by generating leads versus a sale or an e-commerce transaction. So those are the three areas that we focus on, and we work with companies like Ulta Cosmetics, Mass Mutual, Nicholas Children's Health System. So it's a similarity in the need of using data to help make decisions to drive business is the common thread throughout all of our clients, and that use of data works across I believe many, if not all industries, because using this data to help figure out how to spend your next best dollar to grow your business is a story for success.
Yeah, kind of getting down to that return on investment that everybody likes to see is seems like one of the areas that's easier said than done, and everybody is really trying to figure that out within your space. But I think your background probably sets you guys apart in terms of being able to really demonstrate those ROIs.
Yeah, we put a huge premium on hiring people who are really good at math that can take this swath of data and really turn it into decisions to, like I said, to drive performance. We also invested over the years in a technology that's proprietary to Rise. We call it Connects. And what Connects does, it serves as a hub for pulling in data from all the different marketing channels, and then allows us to use it as a media optimization platform. So think of pulling data from Facebook, Google, the Trade Desk, any type of media platform that where our clients may be buying media on, having a centralized location for that data. And we've created an ability, very much like in my trading days, to have unlimited querying capabilities for that data so that we can figure out trends faster. And this data is pulled in real time. And we define real time as whatever the lowest common denominator time that we're able to pull from APIs from the platforms, we're doing that. And we believe the combination of having machine learning, fine nuances to deliver on our strategy combined with this real-time nature is really going to give our clients a huge advantage as we talked about earlier, as the marketplaces adopt more automation and the competition between these platforms continues to grow.
Right. Yeah, I was checking out your one of your recent blogs and saw that you were talking a lot about going on the offense with data and how data breeds confidence. So I see how that all really comes together within your business.
Yeah, if you can use data and technology to make recommendations on how to help grow one's business, it really provides more confidence in the decision makers and help them be more aggressive in doing just that. All businesses want to grow, and that's the challenge. And there's lots of competition out there. So we've really focused on how we can use this data faster and better for our clients. And as you work with Rise, you get to see a full transparent look at what not only what the data says, but what our technology does. And I think that's one of the big differentiators coming from, again, from the financial world. We built this model and this company based off of transparency and really being the true agent for our clients. We're so lucky to work with and for our clients, and it's our clients' data, and we help them put it into a format that allows them to make better decisions.
Are you only working on the digital side, or do you do things like media buys and other similar things as well?
So Rise's core competency has really been focused on digital, but a big benefit from joining Quad is that Quad and Quad Agency Solutions has traditional media buying expertise across not only broadcast and TV, but all the print and print properties that clients will use. And one of the unique prospects of this partnership is that Quad is in the business of building the physical assets that all these businesses use, whether that's to do direct mail or any type of mail product, in-store signage. So the ability to connect the offline and online world is something that we work on, and we think also is in the future is going to play a big role for clients as they continue to get more sophisticated in this world of performance marketing and technology advancements.
Nice. We mentioned earlier in the brief intro about you guys being award winning, and I was looking and seeing that you guys have won things such as Crane's Fast 50 Award and Chicago Tribune Top 100 Workplaces. Are there any others that you're particularly proud of?
Yeah, we've been really fortunate to win almost every fastest growing awards over the last 11 years. We were on the Inc. 500 for 9 years running, and we're really proud of those accomplishments. But the best wins for us is when we get when we get recognized for doing great work for our clients. And last week we were nominated for 5 awards from the Drum Awards, and the Drum Awards is an organization that really represents digital marketing. So we're honored to be recognized as one of the great agencies out there. And but it really starts with having great clients as the first ingredient to be able to be an award-winning agency. And you take really great clients who are willing to take chances and use data, like I said, in these unique ways, coupled with really smart and analytical team members, and we call them risers. And that's a recipe for award-winning work. And we're so proud of the work and partnership that we have. And to be recognized by a third party is just validation and icing on the cake for our team.
That's great. Well, congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Um, you know, so much of your business is about kind of attracting and securing customers for your clients. But what does that look like for your business in terms of bringing in new business and how you go about that?
Yeah, so we've built out, we really invest in sales and marketing innovation as a core differentiator for our business. We have a pretty robust marketing team led by Natalie Scherer, and Natalie does an amazing job of keeping data. You won't be surprised that we're data driven ourselves on what our pipeline looks like, what types of activities should we be doing to make sure we're driving the right brand recognition in the marketplace to continue to draw interest to our offering. And we combine that with the innovation with Connects and the advancements that we're making to make sure our audience understands our vision and where we're trying to take things, because we're really excited about it. And then we have what we call digital strategy team that's led by Howard Diamond, and Howard and team are tremendous at driving digital strategy. They meet with new businesses and new clients and understand those clients' goals and pain points and develop a strategy designed to reach and exceed their goals. And it's that combination and handoff from marketing, giving a story about who we are and making sure the marketplace is aware of us. And winning awards is really helpful in driving that awareness. Then Howard and team, our digital strategy team, work with those leads to come up with the best, most optimized strategy to drive their business outcomes. And then it's a handover to our client service team that actually does the work. So it's a combination and of partnership between those different groups at Rise that helps us be one of the fastest growing agencies around.
So where do your services kind of start and end then for a particular customer? I imagine it probably can vary quite a bit, but are you doing things like doing full like website redesign as well, or is it more the engagement with the brands, or how does that work?
Yeah, we have 3 main business offerings. The first is digital media. So any way that you can drive traffic to drive business outcomes for our clients, we specialize in. The second is an analytics group that does everything from implementing tools needed to get the data in a way that is needed to make decisions to advanced attribution and forecasting and predictive analytics. And then the third group is our customer experience group, which focuses on building websites that convert, very importantly, using data to help drive that strategy of what a website should look like, and then also creating assets needed to put in market across the digital sphere. So those are the 3 main groups that we focus on at Rise. And we work with clients, everyone from a large brand that maybe never did digital, and we have to help them go across the digital maturity curve and help them become more sophisticated by building infrastructure, implementing tools, and teaching, to working with some of the best brands in the world where they're looking to Rise to take their programs to the next level, where they're already spending a considerable amount and maybe they're working with another agency that isn't meeting their needs, or an in-house team that needs to scale. We step in and provide that type of assistance. And we have a really strong track record of delivering on our mission, which is 2 things. 1, to deliver a remarkable experience, and 2, to deliver superior results. Because we know if we do one without the other, you don't build long-term relationships. And we put a lot of emphasis on our team, for our teams to deliver with those 2 things. And I think that's a big part of why we've been successful over the years.
Nice. You mentioned earlier that there are, there have been some changes, with both Google, or you made reference to Google and Apple. Can you explain a little bit for those who aren't familiar about how they're kind of changing the game a little bit with some of the rules and regulations that impact your business?
Yeah, sure. I think it's a really interesting time because um, the changes that are taking place are really fluid, and the descriptions of what things will look like in the future are a little bit murky. But the general principle is that there's a push towards protecting users' privacy, and many of the marketing companies utilize data to make their advertising systems more profitable for both them and advertisers. So what Google announced last year is that they're deprecating and not using what's called a third-party cookie.
That last year or last week? Are you?
Last year, they announced
Oh,
that
okay.
that they're going to be not using cookies anymore. Last week, they clarified and said not only will they not be using cookies, but they will no longer use anything that looks like a cookie. So, and they won't be investing in technologies to do similar things as cookies did, third-party cookies, because they're really trying to be seen as an advocate for privacy. What's really interesting is that there's a delineation between third-party cookie and first-party cookie. First-party cookies are what businesses put on their websites to collect information about their customers, getting people to log in. And first-party cookies are still going to be used heavily within business. It's the third-party cookie that allowed businesses and platforms to track behavior across all over the internet, which is not going to be used or allowed in that same format going forward. So as you can imagine, this has been the forefront and the centerpiece for many businesses for lots of years. And that change should open opportunities for innovation and figuring out new ways of delivering personalized advertising messages to consumers.
Okay, so that's Google. What's and where's Apple at in the changes now?
Very similar. Apple has on their devices has is not allowing for the same type of tracking. It has a huge impact to Facebook, as a lot of Facebook's businesses on smartphones, and Apple being one of the leaders in that space. So Apple is changing rules that prohibit tracking to be done, and also change the window that a conversion can take place for tracking purposes. So these nuanced changes are really designed to to provide more privacy protection, and also, I believe, are competitive moves as these big companies jockey for position for the future.
Right. The let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the pandemic. How has that impacted your business, and what does that look like for Rise?
So fortunately, before the pandemic started and before we had to go working remote, we had put in a policy where we allowed employees to have a certain amount of work from home days and flexibility to lead their lives as in a way that worked for them. So when we had to send people home, we were really able to quickly flip a switch and go from giving 35 days a year to unlimited work from home, and without missing a beat. Obviously, there's been a lot of changes, and we've had to work on communicating, and many of our team members, many risers, have been challenged with whether you live by yourself or you live with family. There's all sorts of challenges that we've tried to assist and help our team deal with. Fortunately, we were in a position at the start of the pandemic to make a decision to be aggressive, and we've hired close to 100 people over the last year, really designed to take advantage of the weakness and the talent that we saw hitting the marketplace, and you know, really focused on being offense and defense at the same time. And the support from Quad and allowing us to take that risk really has allowed us to add so much talent, and position us to be well positioned for growth in the future. So as hard as it's been to deal with, and I'm working from my home office right now, and I'm tired of working in my home office. So as much as the challenges that we've had to deal with, we've tried really hard to position Rise for a bright future.
Right. What are your kind of most critical business initiatives at this point?
Yeah, so we are currently rolling out a huge and ambitious rollout to our Connects technology right now, and it's all based off of using the machine learning technology that we have to automate a lot of the work that our team does to allow them to focus on more strategic initiatives. And we have something called Connects Alerts, which allows us to set alerts against any KPI across any digital marketing channel. And we're able to see things in real time, which is allowing us to be more proactive and showing our clients where they have opportunities to grow their business almost in real time. And it's been just a tremendous to watch our team embrace this technology that has just become available and use it to our clients' benefit in such a short amount of time. So really we're focused on rolling out this technology, continuing to put the best digital marketers in front of our clients. Clients really want to be supported by the most talented and thought-provoking marketers, and we put a lot of time and energy from finding the best talent and then giving them the best tools, again, to have an edge on our clients' behalf. And we're really working hard at that.
That's great. That's great. The so it seems like you guys have been growing quite substantially over quite a few number of years. Is that I was just in the research I did, I saw that you guys had done one acquisition of Simple Relevance back about 5 years ago, but has all the other growth really been mostly organic then?
Yeah, mostly we did do that acquisition, in the past, and we've really focused on growing organically. And if we believe that if we continue to have a strong sales and marketing organization that's supported by doing great work for our clients and having clients be comfortable sharing testimonials and great results with the marketplace, we've been able to have tremendous organic growth. So that's really been our focus, and we've, as you said, grown to having offices in 3 different countries and have really achieved a lot through this organic growth strategy.
Yeah, it's worked out great for you guys. What do you see as kind of new innovation that's coming to the industry looking out over the next couple of years?
So each of the major platforms, Google, Facebook, Amazon, are constantly investing in their own automation. They all have a tremendous amount of data, and they're able to use that data with their machine learning capabilities to drive better results for their clients and customers. And what I see happening is more and more automation will be hitting the marketplace, and it will change how advertisers use these tools. And one of the most important things going forward will be how companies can use their own first-party data as their secret sauce, if you will, to then be ingested into these platforms to differentiate how the technology works. So if you're a big insurance company and you're competing against another insurance company, and you're both using Google, they have one set of algorithms that they're using across all their brands. So how do these companies compete? They have information that allows them to figure out who the best audiences are, or which type of audiences will convert at the highest rate. And the ability to take that, again, I call it secret sauce data, and ingest it into the platforms to give those machine learning platforms even more data and information to tailor make who we're targeting and why and when is going to be a big part of the success of businesses. And I think we're just starting to get companies who are able to put their first party data in an organized fashion, let alone start to ingest it into the platform. So I think there's a great opportunity to help brands do that and come up with additional strategies of what data should be ingested and what effect it might have. And doing test and learn and incrementality testing will be really important as these new practices proliferate through the marketplace.
Very interesting. Well, you definitely have your hands full there with all the changes and the constant um, the tweaking of the different systems, and obviously developing your product and innovating there. Do you find time for getting involved in professional organizations in the community, or?
Yeah, I'm there's two organizations that I've been spending time with recently and over the last couple of years, and one is called Michael Matters Foundation. Michael Matters raises money for patients with brain tumors, and the unique part of their organization is that they provide grants today to those people to help their families get to treatment and live their lives. So it's been really great to see the impact that we can have and that Michael Matters as a foundation can have in people's lives today versus many charities that raise money for research that you can't really feel for a longer time. Not that it's not important, but it's just really gratifying to see that. And then this year I became part of iMentor, which is a program in Chicago where professionals get matched up with high school students at juniors in high school. And we have a 3-year journey of helping them go from high school to college and helping mentor them. And many of these mentees have they might be the first person going to college in their family. So providing this opportunity to share stories and support. And it's so gratifying to be a part of their lives in this small way and to help out. So those are two organizations that I really personally have spent time on, and I'm excited about spreading the word, if you will, about both, because I think they're great organizations.
Yeah, well, that's great. Happy to bring some awareness to it. So that's great that you make time for that. So back to the business, though, for people who are interested in learning more, obviously, website's probably the best place to start, I would think. riseinteractive.com. Anything else that we should bring people's attention to?
Yeah, that's the best place to go. Our website has all information about our whole services and easy contact forms if you want to get more information or reach out to our team. So riseinteractive.com is the best place to learn more about what we're doing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. Have a great one, and let's stay in touch.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to enjoy the snake bite now that we're done with the interview. But thanks so much. I appreciate your time.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.